My name is Mark Ayers. I work for the Olive Branch Police Department. I've been in law enforcement since 1992. Joined the National Guard when I was 17 and before I graduated high school. And there was a lot of officers that were in that particular National Guard unit. And I knew real well, and I guess it was from, being around them, talking to them, and I didn't really have, much an idea what I wanted to do, so I gave it a try and ended up just going into law enforcement from that point. The most rewarding experience about being a police officer is helping people, helping, community in general. I never really thought about how dangerous the job is, but I've been in, I guess, enough situations where I had been, I had come close to getting hurt several times before. I got one instance when I was working back at another city. I got hit by a car when we were stopping, trying to stop somebody. They turned around and rammed my patrol car when I was getting out of it. And so there's been several incidents. I guess, it just got to the point, it was just, oh well. There was an officer who just started working for the Olive Branch Police Department that I was training, and we worked the night shift and started the shift, I guess just like any other night, and he made an arrest that night, and had just returned back from the local jail dropping off a prisoner. Was on our way back to the city when we encountered a car stopped in the middle of the road, and the officer I was training got out of the patrol car, approached the car, and the driver, I believe, was acting like he was reaching for his driver's license, grabbed a gun and shot the officer. And the officer had a bulletproof vest at the time, and I started stepping out of my car immediately when I heard the shot, and the suspect had already jumped out of the car, and I think he looked back to our patrol car, from what I understand, and just started shooting as I was stepping out of the car also, and I got struck, and I got shot twice, and I went down. When I got shot, I was hitting the spinal column and paralyzed from the upper chest down. To function basically in a day-to-day life, you have to really relearn everything. The simplest things take a lot of time doing. There's a lot of things you can't do that you once were able to do, or go places that you're able to do, because even the simplest things require, a lot of work and a lot of extra planning, and sometimes you just can't do it because of that. The PBF, it's one of the few assets that's out there for police officers. They even raised money, helped raise money for me for some medical expenses and travel expenses and stuff that I was going to need. And the money really helped me out, especially when the van that I'm in now with all the lift equipment, it burns a lot of gas, so I'm paying, even just doing day-to-day things around town, it burns a lot more gas. The money really helped me out there, and to help me out with the immediate expenses when, traveling to the doctor's offices or to the Shepherd Center. A lot of times we can't rely on the government or organizations or, others to take care of the police officers when they're hurt or injured or in trouble. Unfortunately, I've seen too many times in my career, there's, nobody there for the police officers. Many times, not even the cities they work for. PBF is like one of the few organizations out there that are there for police officers when they need help. I wish you knew how much officers go through and have little support behind them. And wish you knew how much organizations like the PBF are there for the police officers when they don't have any other voice, or they're pretty much left alone to fend for themselves in a bad situation or a bad time.